Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first ever. We're gonna call this series the J-MELO Report on this channel. What we're gonna do is we're gonna recap a little bit what happened on the episode for the week, and maybe in the future we'll expand it and do some other stuff. This week, believe it or not, was what they call the J-MELO Jazz Special. Now, the special guest contributor this week was a man. I'm gonna make sure I have the name right here. Kazumi Watanabe. Now he actually appeared on prior episodes earlier this year, and they talked a little bit about the history of jazz even in the country of Japan. I believe it started way back in the early 1900s, and they talked a little bit about the different festivals that happen in different areas of Japan. I unfortunately missed the first couple of minutes, but two areas they did talk about were Tokyo and the earthquake-stricken region of Sendai, who, despite the fact that they had that earthquake, they still managed to have, I think they said 600 people appear at the local jazz festival this year. I thought that was pretty cool, to be honest. That shows you one thing. They're a tough bunch over there. I think they're tougher than we are sometimes. Anyways, more to the point. Let's see, what else do we have going on here? One thing they did that was actually pretty cool, and actually I wrote down here. They had a special guest performance from the Harmony Breeze Jazz Orchestra of the Fuchu City No. 4 Elementary School. Now, they didn't necessarily have them come to the studio, but what happened was Kazumi went down to the to school and visited with them, and it was a very interesting piece for sure. I can promise you that. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, just based off what I saw, it was very interesting to see how popular jazz was in the country of Japan. Speaking of that, Yuijin Naito is the editor-in-chief of Jazz Life magazine over there, and they asked him some of his recommendations, or some people that he was listening to. Two that I have down here are, if I can pronounce this, Sadao Watanabe and Hiromi Uehara. I'm going to actually put two videos in the description of each of their respective performances. I gotta tell you, me like it, because what a lot of people don't know is I actually do like jazz. I think jazz is a very beautiful genre of music. I mean, in America we have David Benoit, and we have Ken Navarro. So, and we have a bunch of others. Kenny G, of course, obviously, but see. Oh, and one other thing that I know happened, was Kazumi performed a song called J-Groove with an artist, excuse me, named, and this one I know I'm going to butcher, so excuse me, Satoni Shionoya. Satoni is a pianist, and one thing if I didn't mention it, Kazumi plays the guitar. This was arguably one of the coolest 30 minutes ever, because of the fact that like I said, you wouldn't think that jazz was popular over there. I mean, I know for a fact that, you have Japanese rock over there. That's always popular. There you have the genre of visual kai, and you have what they call enkara, and there's other different genres. So jazz, you're kind of thinking is somewhere buried in all of it. Quite the popular, genre. Of course, we all know Vanessa May is very popular. She was, by the way, in case anybody doesn't know, the person who actually performed the transformation music for the Outer Senshi Sailor Moon anime. So there's a bit for you. And by the way, in case anybody's wondering, one of my favorite songs that she does outside of that, the Box Street Prelude. So if you get a chance, go give her a listen. Now, some people might not consider her jazz, but more classical. Well, I kind of put jazz and classical sometimes together. And I believe that's what I have for you this week. Next week, it's going to be live sets, but I don't know who's going to actually be performing on it. Also, on next week's program, we're also going to start doing the CDs that will be coming out the week of. And next week, the show is on the 17th or the 16th here in the U.S. at about 7:30 Eastern Standard. Well, Eastern Daylight. We're not in Standard yet. Whatever your local time zone is. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and even if you didn't, that's fine too. But do leave a comment of any improvements that you think can be done, and I'll be sure to take them into consideration. Until next week, my friends, sayonara.